I'll introduce myself. I'm here this week. I have a guest. Um, her name is Demetre Bivins, and I'm just meeting her, and I'll introduce her to you. And Demetre, if you would like to say something about yourself, and hand the floor over to you, and we're gonna be, and from there we'll continue the discussion.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Hi, everyone. I am Demetre Bivins, and I am the Operations and Publishing Manager for Franklin the Helper Children's Books LLC and Franklin Books, Children's Bookstore and Reading Lounge located in Plano, Texas. Both operations run out of Plano, Texas. So just happy to be here to say hello to you, Tim, and all of your listeners, and just to give a little bit of insight about who I am and what I do for my son and his companies. On the LLC side, we do publish books. We publish to Amazon. We publish all sorts of books, mainly children's books. We publish for adults and children. One thing that we do pride ourselves on is not only our quality that we produce in our books, but also the fact that we don't take rights and we don't take royalties ever from our authors. Additionally, we try to support them beyond publishing our books. So post-publishing, we sell their books through our store to Amazon, as well as allow them to have book signings at our. So kind of in a nutshell, that's what we're doing down here in Plano, Texas.
Thank you. We at Blue Collar Crypto, we like to suggest that sales is a great opportunity for anybody looking for a new way to earn a living. The world of sales is very, very big. So I'm not, I don't know a lot about publishing. We have Demetre here. Let's see if we can ask her some questions about what is it, how she got involved in this, maybe previous to this, you know, nothing terribly personal, but Demetre, what is it how did you get involved in this type of work? Here you go.
Yeah, so I can probably wrap this particular question up pretty quickly. 2.5 years ago, my son wrote his first children's books, and we had to figure out a way to publish them. When I started to research traditional publishing, I quickly realized it was very expensive and well out of our budget. So that meant that I had to learn how to do it myself. 15 of his books later, about 30 of other authors' books later, he developed a publishing company. And what that really does is it allows people who are typically rejected from the big box publishing companies, but have a story that we put out into the world. It allows them to be able to get their stories out into the world. Once I got started, I didn't stop. Both Franklin and I find joy in able to help people from a literary standpoint. So really how I got into it again is just my son. When he wrote his first two books, we had to figure out how to publish them. And again, traditional publishing is just too expensive. So got started and I haven't stopped.
What would you like to share about the publishing business that perhaps is introspective, might share with our listeners today something that they didn't know about some surprises along the way? What were your expectations in, and were you felt prepared or unprepared, or what were some of the stumbling blocks along the way? If you could,
Sure.
additionally, yes.
Yeah, so I did not know what to expect, so I didn't really expect anything. I did not expect, I can tell you this much, to lose thousands of dollars and countless hours. But I did. And that's not unlike that, a lot of times for the first time, blind. Um, Stumbling blocks, was just like I said, coming out of the gate, having no clue, no idea what to do. Um, but the good thing is that through all of my mistakes, and word of mouth and networking, I have a solid publishing team from illustrators to formatters to typesetters, um, the whole nine yards. Um, I think the best thing about publishing is for every author that we publish, when we come to the end of the project and I show them their physical book, it's like the best thing in the whole wide all over again for every author because just like with my every book is like it's their baby, it's their heart's work, and like anything that you put your heart into, it's very important. And I think that's also one thing that sets us apart from other big box publishing companies. Because I have published and continue to publish all of Franklin's books, I understand that emotion that goes into every word, into every step of the process, on the author side. And so it helps us to be able to have understanding, compassion, high quality for what we put out. Because again, we know that the work that these authors are giving us and turning over to us is very precious. And so to bring their dreams to life, it's unmatchable. I love it.
Well, it's rare that I ask a question and I get an answer that it's just wonderful. I'm glad that you're here, Demetre, because what I've said all along and what you've illustrated is that in words that I couldn't possibly, uh, do. Um, what I've said all along is that what I've tried to convey is the satisfaction of calling something your own is probably it's probably the best part of having your own business is 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 helping others, and that's in a nutshell probably the best part. And what I can focus on in the future here is persons such as yourself um, who can explain that. Gives me a new avenue for the show, but we have to be open to new things, and that's what I have here today. If I can say that we need to go in that direction, because everybody, we have business owners all around the country and the world, and what does it mean? What is the meaning of it? Um, and sometimes we get surprises. We get satisfaction that we didn't know on our journey. So, and we have a problem and necessity. We're trying to fill that, and we find along the way that the problems, the necessities are filled, and we get so much more back um, on top of what we bargained for. Uh, we we um, we make an investment, and we get back multitudes times more what we invested. And as you say in the beginning, it's challenging, it's time consuming, if I heard you correctly, it's expensive, but in the end, the dream of owning your business and the financial rewards outpace what you thought would be there for you. And if I could go one step further, I think, what do you think is the legacy of this? Is there legacy might be a word I use for the future? Maybe what you're doing is great. So, what do you see for the future, Demetre?
So for the future, yes, sir. Legacy-wise, definitely my son has created a legacy for himself that will live on beyond myself, beyond him, possibly beyond his children. His books are currently literally all over the world in multiple countries, not only the US. And so that's pretty cool to think that, wow, that's my child that did this. And people like his books enough, not only in the US, but in Canada, in Guam, in Ghana, in Australia. Um, it's very humbling. We are Christians, and so believe that this is God's plan. What I did mention earlier is that my son's books all are intended to encourage positive social behavior through the lens of Christian values. And so we don't think that any of this is by mistake or accident or luck. It's by the grace of God. And with that, we believe his legacy, as well as those that we author, those that we publish, we're helping them to spread and continue their legacy as well. And it's also not to be forgotten, but literally it's a forever source of income, not only for my son, but for his legacy as well.
Well, well done again. I'm going to conclude the show for Blue Collar Crypto. I try to make these shows meaningful, and I hope to convey the message and encourage people to do as Demetre done and follow and lead at the same time. Congratulations, and I hope this is encouragement for the listeners of my podcast. And what a nice surprise! We'll do this again, and thank you. That concludes the show. Good luck, and see you again at the next show. Thank you. Thanks, Demetre.
Thank you, sir.
Recording stopped.